City of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. They try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies. Bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies. Bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies. Bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic,
let it resonate. Yeah.
We're rewriting our fate.
In New Orleans.
In New Orleans, the power is ours to
What?
embrace.
Keep it real.
Keep it loud, let's uplift this place.
Let's uplift this place. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know I didn't play it when you weren't here, right?
Huh?
You know I didn't play it when you weren't here, right?
I wasn't on there. I wouldn't expect you to. I know Eddie would be like, "Why you playing? Why you playing that I'm on? He not on."
I was like, freedom for one day.
I'm just gonna say you just got back. You just got back from vacation.
Nah, I had a funeral I had to attend Friday, so I wasn't here Friday.
You had the funeral?
Yeah, I had a funeral to attend.
When?
Friday. That was last Friday. That's why I wasn't here last Friday.
Oh, okay. I thought you had just
No,
taken some
remember I was
vacation.
on vacation. I was back. We were back last week,
Yeah.
but Friday I was out because
Oh, I didn't know you were out Friday.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh wow,
read your emails. I'll send it to you,
bruh. I was out
OWT.
with a capital apostrophe. Yeah, I went out. I was in New York.
New York City.
I had to go to Atlanta with my daughter. Then I had to go to New York. So I was gone. I was not accessible, and I wasn't trying to make myself accessible
I don't blame you.
to work. You know, that's part of my problem. That I was. You too. I'm gonna put you in that same boat.
I admit I am like that.
And just being
I make
accessible,
myself too accessible sometimes.
like nobody else can do it when you're gone. I mean, you know, these jobs. This goes to a lot of people out here. I hope y'all understand that. This is not me talking bad about anybody or talking bad about anybody's job. But when you're supposed to be taking vacation and you're accessible when you're on vacation and you're doing work when you're out, you're not really on vacation. That's number one. And then
Yep.
number two, you need to take care of you.
Yeah.
Because immediately after you start doing all that, they expect you to do it. That's number one. And then number two, when you dead and gone, they're going to find somebody else that can do it just as
Yep.
good as you. I'm just being honest. Because that's the truth. That is the truth, the truth, the truth, truth.
Like he says in the song,
It's the truth.
telling the truth.
With a capital F. Truth. Mm-hmm.
TRUUF.
Yep. People need to understand that too. And then some of us need to understand too that some of these folks, when they're not working and they're off, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. I bet you 9 times out of 10, it could be something that can be fixed either later or somebody else knows how to do it. And that's the truth.
TRUUF.
Wipe your mouth after you say truth. Yep.
Yeah, because you used to always fuss at me about that.
It was too easy. It was too easy. I had to think about it before I said it. But I really won't say it. Can I say it?
What?
You still do it.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, this past vacation, I did nothing. Nothing radio-wise whatsoever. EVA, exclamation mark. Period. I'm serious. I didn't do anything radio-wise.
Bruh.
Nothing.
Bruh.
Now what?
Bruh.
What?
You just started. You just started with that.
Wait, I mean, this is
what? I'm sorry.
this was the first time.
What?
It was the first time.
Say
I
it
admit
again.
it.
Say
It
it
was
one
the
more
first time.
Okay. You acted like it was been 20 years ago. No. It was
the
just
first-
this past week.
I learned my lesson. I said
All right.
I ain't doing nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
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 Okay. All right.
And the next one, I'm doing nothing.
I just needed you to take care of you. That's all.
Yeah,
Take
because
care of you.
the way I've been losing people left and right.
So, bro, Jazz should have been and God rest his soul, but Jazz was a wake-up call for a lot of us. You know?
Yeah,
Because Jazz was, 51 years old
51.
and having a massive heart attack? Come on. It's just too much stress
Man,
out here.
that messed me up.
Too much stress. Too much stress. All right, let me get into some of these. Man, I got to tell you, I was hearing about, bruh, it made national news about Calvin Duncan.
I'm trying to figure out.
No, he is not.
No, I'm trying to figure out how you get
Fired
hired on your day off
Rehired.
and then fired on your day off.
and fired. Yeah,
How you do that?
same day. And so at 8 o'clock this morning, he went to go assume his role as the clerk of court because he had to stay from the judge. And then at 12 noon, they had already removed him from being in there because Liz Merrill went back to the courts and got a judge to overturn. They got the Fifth Circuit to overturn the judge who had ruled that he had the right to go into the office and act as the clerk of court because what they did to remove him was unconstitutional. Then they got the Fifth Circuit to overturn it. You're talking about one of the most conservative appeals courts in the country.
You know they're not going to do a damn thing for a black person.
Hmm?
They're not going to do a damn thing for a black person. You know that.
No. So we have seen probably a lot of folks say, yay. And then we've seen a whole bunch of folks say, what? In the same day? Well, it wasn't really in the same day. That ruling came from yesterday, and he was taking the office at 8 o'clock this morning. As a matter of fact, Lombard was still there this morning, and they had their conversation. I think they took pictures together and everything. And then Lombard had left the office so that Calvin could move in, do the transition, and get done what he needs to get done. And then by 12 noon, I think they said it was 11:59, they had already ruled that we're going to overturn this stay that this judge did from the Fifth Circuit. I'm just saying to myself, Self said, huh?
What?
Nah, you know what Self said this time? What the hell?
Umbra.
What the hell? Because I don't know if you saw it last night. Last night it was breaking news all over the television stations.
Man,
It
I
was
wasn't
breaking
watching.
news that Calvin Duncan will be taking office. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Good for him.
I ain't watched TV at all last night.
I had just gotten back, so I turned on the TV to see what I missed. Because the politics in Louisiana, and I'm going to open up the telephone lines a little early today, 504-582-9422. And listen, I don't care what anybody says, but the politics in Louisiana are shameful. And I'm hoping that a lot of you are all agreeing with me today and are going to comment about this because of the fact that we got so much political grandstanding going on in this state, in this city, to the point where I'm like, if you don't like politics, you definitely don't like it now. The political grandstanding that is happening in the state of Louisiana and in New Orleans is shameful. It is shameful. And at some point in time, somebody, whether it's all of us collectively or all of us partially, or a couple of leaders, have got to be able to stand up. And I can appreciate the leaders that are doing their job now. Because let me add into the shamefulness that's going on, not only just with Calvin Duncan, but some shamefulness is going on with this. Can I vote or am I not supposed to vote? Am I wasting my vote if we put off this early voting that we got going on? I'm hoping that you are going to vote. Don't listen to the news. Please don't listen to the news. Y'all go vote. If you have the chance to go vote, go vote. Even they may tell you, go vote. And just look for it, because it's coming. They do not have I think the full 100% of the folks, including Republicans, on whether they should do this primary where they're going to take back and wait for Trump to give Lil Trump. You know who Lil Trump is?
Landry.
Yep.
Landry, I mean, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. The ability to hold off on these elections or not.
That's what I was just reading about.
Huh?
I was just reading. When I showed you earlier, I was just reading about it.
It is so much stuff going on. It is so much stuff just going on. And I've just gotten to the point now where I'm like, boy, this is ridiculous.
I want to talk about it, but I'm waiting for an official word on it. But
I can't hear you.
I wanted to talk about what I showed you earlier about him, but I want to make complete sure before saying anything about that.
A recall?
Because it says, I looked it up, it says, as of May 2026.
They can't hear you. You got to talk directly. You know, you're the first person to tell everybody you got to talk directly in that mic.
I hate this microphone. As of May 2026, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry faces intense legal challenges and criticism, including calls for recall following his executive order to suspend established congressional primary elections. Opponents, including voting rights groups and Democratic candidates, filed multiple lawsuits arguing that the move is an unconstitutional overreach of power, suppressing votes and causing confusion after voting had already begun.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got offline.
Now, I don't know if there is a recall. I have not seen that.
I haven't
I'm
seen
hearing
that officially
that's
yet.
more so rumor, but I do know that there's lawsuits filed. As a matter of fact, Cleo Fields and several different other legal representatives or senators have gotten together to file a suit against the governor for not letting these people vote and stopping the primaries.
Racism does as racism do.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say.
It is so crazy to say that your governor is suspending primaries to help Big Trump. I'm gonna call him Little Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That this has made national news.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, the racism is just ridiculous. And everybody get out there and vote. I went and voted Saturday. In fact, I saw our new sheriff at the voting poll Saturday, doing her duty, voting. So you got to get out there and vote.
I can tell you, there were plenty of folks, and still are plenty of folks, that don't know what to do. Confused.
See, what I did was I didn't really know who was on the ballot or what the amendments were that was on there. I had to know exactly what's going on, so I looked it up online.
I just sent you the story.
All right. I looked it up online.
So what did you get out of the amendments?
The only one I didn't agree to was the judge's age being moved from 70 to 75.
Right.
I did not agree for that because at a certain point in time, you need to step down.
Right. So I think that's two things that goes along with that 70 to 75. I think, first of all, they're trying to save a little time before they start having to pay those retirements out of the monies that's supposed to be set for their pension and for their retirement, because it's probably collecting up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then a lot of those judges do feel that they can go until 75. And if you look at the Supreme Court, those folks have lifelong.
And that needs
ability.
to stop.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then again, I'm not in favor of either political candidates, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, to be able to say, hey, I'm going to put this person in place, because they're then going to start talking about stacking the deck. And that, to me, is not the will of the people. So I tell you what, before we get into this conversation piece about Landry, let's go ahead and take the break.
Yeah.
We'll take our first break here, and we'll come back. Open up the telephone lines, 504-582-9422. It's more coming up, y'all.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Well, saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation presents Louisiana Cajun Zydeco Festival. 2 days of nonstop dancing and rhythmic sounds of Southwest Louisiana, Saturday, March 30th and Sunday, March 31st at the George and Joyce Weem Jazz and Heritage Center. Don't miss musical performances by Big Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas, Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, Donna Angel and the Zydeco Posse, and much more. Doors open at 2 p.m. and music begins at 3. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit ZydecoFest.com.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Monday. That's exactly what it is. It's a Monday. Don't forget to listen to us if you have not checked us out on 107.1. If you're in the city of New Orleans, West Bank especially, West Bank, the best bank, check us out at 107.1. If you can't get us there, you can get us at 12:30 a.m. Can't get us there, make sure you get the audio and the video on Facebook Live, also our website. There's so many different ways, our Instagram, any of them. Make sure that you check us out and let everybody know we having these conversations that other folks won't have. Because don't think this is the only conversation that I'm going to have about this voting stuff. I got some other stuff that we've been trying to get taken care of. Plus, Dr. Shepard is going to join us at some point in time today. She's getting it all together because she got another job other than being in here chatting with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, this event that is happening in the state of Louisiana, are black folks paying attention?
I don't think so. You know how I feel.
I really want to know, are we paying attention? We should be in the streets. We should be putting together recall petitions. We should be every damn where telling everybody, let's get rid of Clandry.
They put a petition out, I'm going to sign it.
Because I'm so sick of this BS. I have never heard of any of this ever happening in a state that is known for its politics being a little shady in the first place.
Yeah, y'all came out and voted against David Duke getting in there, but this fool, you just let him waltz right on in.
So we're getting ready to hear, and what some of you will get a chance to go back and take a listen to, comes off of YouTube, too, from ABC News. I'm not talking about your local ABC station or your CBS or ABC, NBC affiliate. I'm talking about this came off of ABC National. So this story has made national news, and it makes our state look really racist. Here we go. Let's take a listen.
Looks?
It is. Take a look.
It is.
Sources tell ABC News Louisiana's Republican governor plans to suspend the state's primaries after the Supreme Court limited the Voting Rights Act. The court ruled one of the state's 2 majority black districts was improperly drawn and relied too heavily on race. Now Governor Jeff Landry says the state can hold its congressional elections under its current map.
I think this whole race baiting race issue on the redistricting has been put to bed.
ABC News political director Avery Harper is here for more. So, Avery, what's the latest on Louisiana's map and how this ruling could affect the midterms there? Because this is one of those things that keep getting punted back and forth in different courts, and now you have this ruling from the Supreme Court.
Right. I think that this is a very aggressive move by the state of Louisiana. There are a lot of wheels that have already been set in motion for Louisiana's primary in 2026. They are supposed to start voting in early and in person on Saturday. Absentee ballots had already been sent out to folks who were going to be using that method to cast ballots. It's possible that some of those ballots have even been returned. And so now we're waiting to see exactly what the path forward that the governor and the secretary of state are planning to lay out as they essentially set out to delay this primary and potentially redraw their maps. It's possible that we're going to see some legal challenges to what's happening here. The question that it also raises is what happens to the votes that may have already been cast and may have already been returned. So we'll have to continue to keep track and figure out exactly what happens from here, but definitely a lot of confusion on the ground as to what could happen next in Louisiana.
So what does this all mean for the nationwide redistricting battle?
So that's still up in the air. Currently, as it stands, we've seen 7 states redistrict. We've seen 10 seats redrawn in favor of Democrats and 9 seats redrawn in favor of Republicans in those states across the country. This could squeeze out as many as a couple more seats for Republicans, an attempt to, sort of even out the score and to narrowly come out on top in terms of this national redistricting battle. But listen, we are in the midst of the primary cycle. And so I think that the fallout from this Voting Rights Act decision from the Supreme Court is going to make a bigger impact when we think about the 2028 elections than what we're going to see happen in the 2026 elections. But of course, redistricting is a huge storyline. And again, it's important to note that this is highly unusual. Typically, states only redraw their maps once a decade after the census. What we've seen this cycle is states redrawing for purely partisan political reasons.
ABC News political director Avery Harper, thank you.
All right, there you have it. That comes from ABC News. We appreciate them for letting us use their audio. Now, it's not just who you're voting for. It's your timing. It's the amount of time that you've already gotten your ballots, and you're going to start putting up your ballots so that, they're early voting and putting everything in. And you may have mailed yours back already, and now you're trying to tell me, we're going to postpone it. Like, what? You're going to postpone it? How do you do that? And why would you do that? For what reason? Something to think about. Something to think. Well, who do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? It's not you?
No, it's you. You're the world traveler.
No.
I'm just in your world, Squirrel.
I'm sorry. Squirrel is trying to get a nut. No.
Oh, I'm biting my tongue.
Don't you even.
Bite my tongue.
You the world traveler. How art thou, though?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I said, boy, make sure you bring back your island. I love New York.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, G.
Start spreading the news. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. I'm going through, and I don't know how much of this you paid attention to, but I know you'll show up at different places, and I'm wondering, have you seen or have you been to any of these forums where they're talking about the candidates? And, of course, with Landry saying he's not going to stand down. So last night, we saw that the judge said to the move to block Calvin Duncan was one thing so he could take office. So he goes in, he takes office at 8 o'clock this morning. And then by 12 noon, they remove him from the office.
What?
Because they said that they went to the Fifth Circuit, Miro went to the Fifth Circuit and said, nope, we'll remove the stay. So now he's no longer in that office. There's more to come. I know there's more to come.
That's ridiculous.
But this is going to be a back and forth fight between the governor and the folks that are for Calvin Duncan.
Well, I've seen that people have filed paperwork to get the governor removed. So
that is true.
Oh, it is true.
I've heard that. I don't know.
Because I was looking it up. I didn't see it.
Turn it down.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't think official paperwork, but I have heard that people have filed to get him removed. So I want to know how we can get on that initiative. But I haven't had a chance to look at all of the amendments. I've heard someone say that we should vote no on all of them. But
yeah, that's the same thing I'm hearing. Everybody's saying vote no to a lot of them. So I did want to go over the amendments today.
Yeah.
Saying that, if there are a couple of them that we don't understand, and to be able to pick up the phone and call some folks. But I know that there's at least one or two that I'm looking at now and saying, oh, hell no. And it doesn't have anything to do with us. It has everything to do with the St. George community.
Where is that?
Right outside of Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Where they're trying that's the district or the community where they're removing themselves, coming up with their own judges, their own police department. And now there's an amendment proposing, I'm going to read it anyway. Here we go.
Go ahead.
This is actually, I'm not going to go in order here, but this is amendment number 2, proposing to amend Article 5, 6, 7, 8, Section 13 of the Constitution of Louisiana relative to certain effects and purposes for the proposed St. George Community School System in East Baton Rouge Parish. Now, understand something. Public school in East Baton Rouge is East Baton Rouge Parish.
Right.
Which shall be regarded and treated as a parish and shall have the authority granted parishes with respect to operating a school system.
Oh, hell no. Wait, hold on. Wait. Wait a second.
Yep.
It says that they should be regarded and treated as their own parish. That's absolutely ridiculous.
And they want to have their own school system.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
So what you're going to end up with is and I'm just putting this in my own assessment. My assessment is there won't be more monies that are going to go to this area or this district. This means to me that you will be taking away monies from the East Baton Rouge Parish school system, public schools, and giving it to the St. George Community School System. So I haven't heard anybody say, oh, yeah, we're going to start dedicating a whole bunch of money
to St. George Parish.
To East Baton Rouge Parish. Or we're going to dedicate this amount of money to East Baton Rouge Parish with no release of any monies that you're going to divide it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to divide it. I'm saying I don't think they're going to add new money. I think that they will divide that money and give it to St. George community and disregard East Baton Rouge Parish. Because if you look at East Baton Rouge Parish, the school system there is, guess what?
Public, urban. Are you trying to reference?
Might look like a little bit. Might look like you. We sound like cars. Yeah. I don't trust it. Even if that's not the case, I don't trust it. You're not breaking down.
First, the whole thing is proposing to amend a section of the Constitution of Louisiana only for the St. George community. So no, just the beginning of that is no. Y'all are trying to amend the Constitution to do something that's unconstitutional.
And to
that's
specify,
what that means.
And look,
no.
So check this out. And to specify an election date for submission of the proposition to electors and to provide for a ballot proposition. So you basically are trying to create another election for an area that is not a parish. You're making up a parish.
Oh, and shall have the authority granted parishes with respect to operating a school system,
Yep.
including the purposes of certain funding and raising of certain local revenues for support of elementary and secondary schools, to provide submission of proposed amendment to the electors, to specify an election date for submission of the proposition to. So they also want their own independent school board.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
And they want to raise,
or at least my personal opinion would be
no,
right, in a non-official capacity. My personal opinion is hell no.
And you want to raise monies. Now, this is not saying we want to do it with public money or private money. It says we're including the minimum foundation program funding for certain school books and instructional materials.
Oh, you already know they about to have, what's that? PragerU. The most racist material we could find.
Yep.
The slaves were not slaves. They were employees.
And the raising of certain local revenues for the support of elementary and secondary schools. They want to raise their own money, however they want to do it. I'm like saying to myself,
No, they should have to get their little nickels together.
You said what?
They put their little nickels together.
You said nickels. Okay, I was going to say.
Because it's East Baton Rouge? That's real racist to you, G.
I was going to say. I was getting ready to say.
Your racial hearing is off the chain.
I'm sorry, my ears still stopped up a little bit. Just flew in. Chuck, what's happening in Monroe, man?
Hello, I'm just chiming in on what you all talking about St. George. I remember first hearing about that was on Louisiana Public Broadcasting years back. They did a special about St. George, and they, in Baton Rouge they already have their own. One of those areas already has its own town. It's Central Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
There, and St. George. That's where Woodlawn High School is located. There in that city, and they want to. What they're doing, they want to resegregate themselves from East Baton Rouge, and they want to form their own area, and like I said, have their own jurisdiction. We're seeing that this is happening time and time again. By the way, Brother Steve, I know you're tired. You had a lot to do. Did you see those the Monroe Free Press, Monroe Dispatch?
I still didn't see that. I've been gone. I've been in New York, so I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just look in the DMs. I put in those DMs so you can see those papers. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yes, but that's what's going on, and that's why all this stuff that's going on now. We see so much of what's going on with the Supreme Court. And the thing about, I told my father, I said, one thing about it, people were saying, John Roberts and some of those white folks, and I said, you know what? Clarence Thomas, he's the ringleader of that, and he's been wanting to do that. He's a mean-spirited person, and
it was interesting that Clarence Thomas did an interview. And even the person that conducted the interview, the reporter, made a statement. It's like, it's interesting that you're making this statement about segregation. He's making statements about, these amendments, and also about blocking certain voting rights. He was making some pretty bad statements. He said, and this is what got you where you are.
Right. I always wondered.
Exactly.
How he
You're right, Dr.
navigated his ideas around affirmative action.
Yeah, that's what got him to Yale Law School and all these Yale Law School and all these things. And by the way, I thought about what Congressman Cleo Fields said. He was talking about that. He said, you know what? They said we've been saying it. With the Supreme Court, instead of talking about being on the bench for life, they say they need to go to term limits on the Supreme Court, because they stay up there long. Because you might have to live to be 90 years old.
They stay until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, till they die. Yeah, think about William Rehnquist and all these other justices they had, and he had some that retired, but he had those that died while they were on the bench, and he might live to be 90 years old or something. They fall asleep on the bench on some important cases.
Right.
Well, I've just gotten to the point now where, and I think most people, especially people of color, have learned to just put him off to the side and know that he's not going to stand up for any of it, even though the majority of the things that he votes against is actually the stuff that got him where he is.
Got him where he is. He took the ladder up from him and the rest of Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, Burgess Owens, former NFL player with the Oakland Raiders, Burgess Owens, and many others, Wesley Hunt. Yeah, they benefit from all these things.
Well, I mean, also we have to remember how much he received in gifts. Right? Because it's not like it's just, he's not just exercising a judge's perspective. He's a paid judge. You know, he's a paid servant of these people, and they give him and his family all of the perks to buy his opinion. So.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where it is now. It's showing it. I think what happened is people were napping. I said, Democrats, you were napping, and these people are coming. They were already putting all this together, creating all these things to say, hey, while you're napping, we're going to create something and bring these things down.
So let me ask you something, Chuck. Do you think that we were napping?
Sure. Huh?
You think we were napping?
I'm them, but I'm just saying, you know, sometimes, you know, some of them, you know, get tired, think, oh yeah, we've gotten past this and that, but these people haven't forgotten.
What you say? The people haven't forgotten?
Oh yeah, those on the right wing side, they have not forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that they're reading this 2025.
Yeah, Project 2025. It's a different generation. You know, that group has transitioned, but you still have generations. You still have that lineage that's still out there that's keeping this kind of stuff up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh well, we're gonna see. I think the fight is now starting. I do think the fight is starting, but I think that we need more people in the fight.
You have to,
and
because
can't let this go.
It's not, and it's not just you know, they thought it was going to do something to blacks, but I think these others saying, hey, look, you're taking a lot of people's rights away, not all who are not all black, and I think they realize, hey, look, we got a problem here, and you see who's in that White House.
Yeah, wait till women really figure out that this is going to affect them, black or white.
Exactly. I hear your music coming on, but it's always great conversing with you all, you three.
Same here, Chuck. I'm going to look for those in the DM.
Okay, yeah, just look in the DM. Tell Ms. Bagneris the same thing. I want to make sure you all look at our two black newspapers here in Monroe.
Cool, I will. Thank you, brother.
All right.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay, you take care.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, Chuck.
All right, more coming up with Dr. Shepard in just a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org.
Greetings and salutations. I am Elwood B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
WBOK. Listen now on WBOK1230.com.
Here we go. The reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
How did you get out?
You know, I love Harlem.
That's why I stayed.
What?
Yep.
See? I used to live in New York for a little while.
Right next door to the Apollo Theater on 125th.
I love 125th Street. It's the blackest street in all of America next to Bayou Road.
Baby, they working it here. I got a lot of new ideas for this city from listening and seeing how they're doing things in New York. I'm like, why can't we do that? You know, why aren't we doing these things? They have those data centers. But they make their data centers that they're building solar. So it does not raise. They put solar panels. I mean, not no little bitty solar panels. I'm talking about them. They collect a lot of energy so that those data centers aren't taking all the water and all the power, making residents of these communities have to pay for it. It pays for itself because they are generating that type of electricity at the same time. We're like, that's smart.
Do you know, do they have the water in a loop too? Like they keep reusing the same water?
And when it evaporates, because you know, heat makes water evaporate, they just add some more to it. But it's not no
continuous stream of water.
Let's get Miss Matthews. Hey, Miss Matthews. Miss Matthews? Did we lose her? Miss Matthews gonna call us back, yeah? Yeah, but I mean, I just saw all that happening. Whenever there's some streets of stuff blocking, instead of having all these different cement things put down, all that, they got those too. But you know what they use? Trash trucks. They take them tracks are huge. We got the same ones here. Why don't we put ours up? Why didn't we put that across the street? When
something can't go.
You can't run that thing over. So they use those. They had a great big old 5-borough bike race yesterday. I didn't participate because my knee was hurting at the time, so I didn't participate.
I know, otherwise you would.
Oh, you know, I would have tried to win that thing.
Right.
Bull. Thank you for the confidence, bro. I appreciate you here.
Anytime.
Went down to Times Square, hung out there, and saw a lot of stuff. Man, if you want it, you can get it in
New York.
In New York.
I love New York so much. It just has that hustling spirit to it. It's busy. There's always something to do, always something fun. I love New York.
What was interesting, I got to tell you this. What was interesting is that my phone was ringing off the hook because I wasn't here Thursday and Friday. And with all that stuff that's happening in the city.
Say it again. All that stuff
they
that's
started
happening
calling me,
in the city.
You all right? Thank y'all so much for checking up on the brother. You all right? I was like, I think so.
I tried to call and check on you. Your phone was off. I was like, dang, he not trying to hear from me.
My phone was off?
Or at least it went to voicemail on the first ring.
When was that? That had to be. Oh, you know what? My phone was dead from taking so many pictures and stuff.
Oh, so I got to see your pictures then.
Yeah.
I got to see the pictures.
Yeah.
I know some pictures I'm not going to want to see, but the ones that I can't see, you can show me
the ones me standing.
Yes, I'm talking about those.
I don't know. You got to see those. I pose too.
You can keep those to yourself.
No, you got to see those. Make your wish. What? I'm waiting for him to say something. I was just waiting for him to say something. Yep. Make your wish, baby. Make your wish. Be like, look at that.
Okay, I'm not interested in these pictures no more.
I know. If you see one, you got to see them all. Nah. And then ate at Melba's.
Oh, yeah.
In Harlem.
Did you get the famous cheesecake?
No. You know what I got, though? Something that I don't eat. and wanted seconds. Oxtails.
Oh, I wouldn't have never guessed that. Is it Jamaican? Was they had some Jamaicans in the kitchen?
It was. I don't know. No. He wasn't Jamaican because he came out to meet us and talk to us then. And then, man, them things make you lick your fingers. I was like, dude, where you learn how to do this? He had to be Dominican.
Okay.
But when I tell you them oxtails was smoking,
yeah, Caribbean folk know how to do some oxtail.
He did that. And then on Saturday night, I stayed at the Renaissance right beside the Apollo Theater. When I tell you right beside the Apollo Theater, it was interconnected with my hotel. So I didn't even have to go outside to go into the Apollo Theater. And I went in and took a look. And of course, I did my dance and stuff on the stage.
You did?
I went right up in there. It's showtime at the Apollo. Then you see the Sandman.
Came and yanked you off stage.
Yep. So I mean, that was very nice, just to be able to see.
I mean, I really love Harlem. I like the fact that you could walk onto the street and purchase anything. And there's all the vendors up right there. I just love it. I love the places where you could get burnt CDs, T-shirts of all your famous political black characters, a purse, some shoes, a jersey. Like, I love the fact you could get anything from off of there. Look, G! Oh, you're so sweet.
They ain't had your size.
You're so sweet.
Lies.
They did not. They ain't had your size.
Boy, please. They got any size in New York.
Can I show it to the people?
They didn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all see people?
We can see you.
Thank you, G. You so sweet.
Had to take care of the boo-boo. There you go. All right. What you say, Don?
Hey, Gerard.
What's going on?
How y'all doing?
Hey, Don. We doing okay. How you?
So far, so good. But, Gerard, you were talking about, being in New York and getting a lot of ideas from that, big Democratic progressive state that seem to have a lot of things going on in the positive vein compared to, what's going on in our state. And, you can look at the leadership and see what is the difference. Gerard, I'll be 73 in a couple of months. And I never thought after moving here in the early 70s that things would, make such a big turnaround, in these 50 years or so that I've been here in the area. I just, look at what's going on in Baton Rouge with our governor and the legislature. And it's just a situation that, when I listened to Gary Chambers last week, and he talked about all of the things that, we're suffering from and being almost last in all the important factors that people look at. And, we can see why, our state is suffering the way it is. And, it doesn't seem as though these people in the legislature are looking at any of those things that he talked about and trying to help the state. Looks like they want to get us back into, post Reconstruction.
Definitely.
As we are at a point now where Black people are going to be, wondering, do we want to stay in this state? And I'm trying to figure out, what can be their mindset as far as the city, because they have to know that the culture and the things that have gone on here in the city has been because of the Black people here in the city. And it looks as though the way they want to do things, they're going to be, look like getting people out of here instead of, wanting them to come into the city. So it just seems to me that this governor and I guess the legislature don't really care about what's happening in the state as long as they can get whatever their agenda is taken care of.
Well, I do think this, though, Don, and let me be pretty exact on how I feel. I think that we've got some talented people that live in this state, but they're tired. I think that we got some real movers and shakers, but they're tired. I think that we got some pretty good people that can solve a whole bunch of other stuff, but they're tired or they're not going to be heard or their ideas are going to be taken. Because if you remember, last week I did an interview with Mr. Heyman.
Right.
From Sewage and Water Board.
Yeah.
And we came up with a whole bunch of solutions. One of those solutions is, hey, dude, I hope you understand you can't do this by yourself.
Right.
You need some help, and you probably need to get some ideas from somebody that know what they're doing. And that's when Calvin Mackey came up, Dr. Mackey.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know him, da-da-da-da. But I assumed, and I used that word very cautiously when I said it, assumed. I assumed that he already knew him, but he didn't. Well, we changed that real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So they're going to have a meeting.
Right.
So,
well, Gerard, I think someone like Sean Wilson, who ran against Landry, for the governorship, I think he needs to be brought in here. I don't know what his situation is now.
Oh, he got a good job already. Pretty good job.
He left the Department of Transportation, but I was thinking if he's still in the state, that he could definitely be one of those that people can talk to as far as wanting to know what's going to happen with the city going forward, to the state going forward. So anyway, hopefully we can talk about these things and maybe like you said,
make some changes.
Can be set up where we can go in on and try to vote this guy out.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm gonna hang up and listen. Y'all have a blessed afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Don. Appreciate you, boss.
All right,
thank you.
All right. News is next, folks. We'll be back with Dr. Shepard. Galloway, hold on.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. 3 people are dead and 5 others critically hurt after a large overnight fire in Upper Manhattan.
There's been plenty of fires. They have a lot of issues in the building, gas leakage.
Flames tore through a 6-story building in Inwood, displacing more than 100 residents. Fire officials say open apartment doors helped fuel the blaze. Ford is recalling more than 179,000 vehicles. Federal regulators say a defect in the front seat frame of late model Broncos and Ranger pickups could increase injury risk in a crash. The recall includes 2024 through 2026 Bronco SUVs. And police are investigating conflicting reports of a shooting outside Chris Brown's Los Angeles home. A woman told officers a man fired at her car, while the suspect claims she ran over his foot. Brown says he knows nothing about the incident. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. A minute or so after 5 o'clock, you're getting off on your way home. Please drive with care. Drive with care. Dr. Shepard is in the building, y'all.
Hey, folks.
And Galloway is on the phone, too. What you say, Galloway?
What's going on, Brother Gerard?
You the man.
Oh, no, I've been sick since Saturday, man.
What?
No, man, the Celtics lost, and I kicked everybody out the house. The dogs had to go. Old lady had to go. Everybody get gone. So I ain't been doing good. And on top of that, man, you just don't want to know.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want
But anyway, you was talking about the recall. It's actually, the petition was actually filed about 3 hours ago. This is actually a formal petition that was filed in Baton Rouge by Marian Gavawan and Katie S. And it's been endorsed by the Louisiana Secretary of State. It's just been filed, so that's like 3 hours ago. So people are actually working. But the thing is, it's going to take at least 600,000 valid signatures to get this clown recalled. So it's a lot of work you got to do. So a lot of people are trying to reach out to help. And you ask a question, well, black people paying attention. I can tell you this, living outside of the state, but voting inside of the state of Louisiana. Black people in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, they're looking at Louisiana because they know that their states are next. So black people, I don't know about so much inside of the city, But I know outside, a lot of people, a lot of talk radio, black talk radio, is really talking about what's going on in Louisiana.
I was in New York, and then I listened to the talk show. I forgot the name of it on WBLS on 107.5, and that was a topic of conversation. I was like, damn, everybody's talking about it. Then I turned on the news. There it is on ABC. I'm like, not ABC locally. I'm talking about ABC national news.
Oh, and I forgot to speak. How you doing, Dr. Sheffield?
Oh, I'm doing okay, Galloway. How are you?
Oh, no, I ain't doing too good. I need a couple of dollars for some 40 ounces, but I'll make it. But,
you need me to send you a 40, bro?
I think you might be able to DoorDash a 40.
The little robot bring it to me.
Yes, it did.
Or a drone.
You was talking about Brother Chuck was talking about Clarence Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling people I know more about Clarence Thomas than Clarence Thomas. Those were some of my research papers that I was writing when I was in college. If you know how vile and evil this man, Clarence Thomas, actually is, he went from wearing Black Panther attire, which was a beret and a black leather jacket in college, until John Bolton found Clarence Thomas' wallet. Clarence Thomas got turned out mentally by John Bolton.
Wow.
And he's not been, I'm serious, if you look it up, he's not been the same since then. And this goes to black men. I want y'all, black men, please listen to me. Just because you have a job, you working in corporate America, don't let Mr. Charlie pump your head up so big and hard that you look down on the other black people that you work with and makes you turn yourself into self-hatred.
Mm-hmm.
See, Miss Anita Hill tried to tell us about Clarence Thomas.
Yep.
When he was showing her the X-rated tapes, and nobody really paid attention to that woman. That man started getting jobs because of John Bolton. He got into that D.C. clique because of Bolton introduced him to Reagan and Bush Sr. And they said, I got a good boy. He going to do whatever I tell him to do. And this dude ain't been the right since the 80s. And it's sad to see other black men falling into this footsteps. Right now, the Republican Party, there's 4 black Republicans in the House of Representatives. Not one of them will have a job in 2026.
You don't think so?
So they've already stepped down.
Well, I know that, and let's see, they shut down, what's her name from Texas? They already shut her down.
No, I'm talking about Republicans, 4 black Republicans. You got Hunt, Brian Donalds, and there's 2 more.
Okay.
All of them is either they're not running for, Donalds is the only one running for governor, but the other ones are not running for re-election. Matter does not want you, black men. That's what I'm trying to explain to these folks. I'm not saying the Democrat Party is the best. Trust me, I'm far from a Democrat. I watched today where they had a plan. The Democrats have a plan that's called going from red to blue. They picked out certain districts, states, and races where they have candidates to change that a red seat to a blue seat, and it's 8 people, and not one of them is a black person. And not one of those spots are down in the South. 56% of black people live in the South.
Right.
And we about to go back to what I said Friday, and I said again, from 1901 to 1972, there was not one black man or black woman in the United States House of Representatives from the South. So they had a 72-year head start to do those Jim Crow maps. And it wasn't until 1972 that you had the black Barbara Jordan from Texas, and 73 was Andrew Young in Georgia was elected to the House. But it gets worse than this. I keep telling Democrats, if they say my district is majority black, so the district that's next to me is majority white, was it based on race? Or only is the black district based on race? Even though my district does not have a majority black. Jordan, there's not enough black people in Louisiana to have anything majority black. I don't care how you look at these maps or how you cut them up. You do the numbers, and you'll find out there's just as many white folks in that district as just it is black people.
But I don't think that you're talking about, and when you start looking at how representation is, we have taxation without representation. So if you look at the numbers, it doesn't have to be a district. It can be the areas of the state that have more black people in it, and they don't have representation from one district to another. So if you look at, there should be, and look at the numbers reflect that we should have at least 2 majority black districts.
I think that that's true, but also I think that the ruling that they sent down also has certain premises in it that don't seem clear. Now, I didn't read the legal language of it, but even if they said that you couldn't have a monopoly or couldn't go in district by race, but what they're doing is districting by political party. And so that also means that you've already presumed that because I'm black, I'm Democrat.
Yes.
And that's not written. That's not written anywhere. So there's a certain assumption that is kind of underlying what it is that's going on that also needs to be made overt. You can't go ahead and say, "Oh, it's because that's going to create a political party monopoly or whatever." You shouldn't be able to say that because my vote can change at any given point. Additionally, I think we do ourselves a disservice by making people have to pick a political party as opposed to making the politicians run for their political party and then we neutrally vote. It seems kind of odd that we have to pick political parties in order to be able to vote, and even down to having Democratic and Republican primaries. Like all of that should be illegal. I shouldn't have to disclose who I would lean to. Only the politicians should have to disclose what policies they lean to.
Because that's just like me saying, "Hey, look, my vote is my business."
Yeah, it's all my business.
Yeah.
If I'm a Democrat or a Republican or an independent,
you don't need to know that.
You don't need to know any of that. So I think that there's other ways to be able to push back against the ruling that it is that they said.
But if you look at the political party advertising that we're seeing now on the television, hearing on the radio, really all you hearing in New Orleans or seeing in New Orleans is the Republican Party.
For sure. The ones who say that they was with Trump, so vote for them.
You see and have seen this state Senate race being ugly. What's it, Letlow or whatever her name is, along with John, what's his name? What's the current senator name?
Letlow?
No, she's not. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Not John Kennedy. I'm thinking more so because he did not stand the doctor. He didn't. Huh?
Cassidy?
Bill Cassidy.
He didn't stand with Trump. So if you notice, Trump has turned his back on him and is going for Letlow.
But I'm still. I want you to look at this. Once you read the entire ruling. It ain't that hard, and it's not that it doesn't have these big long words. At the end of it, at that 14th Amendment, this is where this case really bases around. It made me think because they said you cannot give a decision that makes it an uncompromised district. So we're gonna be back at the court. So because what you're about to do is uncompromise the black vote, as you said. So you got 33% of the state, and you mean to tell me that you only can have one or maybe none representation? So they left it back to come, but the Democrats got to stand up. I don't know who these lawyers are, but you got to stand up and say their maps are based on white. If it's a white population,
right?
That's where they draw their district. And Democrats are scared to say that. But I keep telling folks, if you gotta go back and read about Charles Hamilton Drew. If y'all don't know who Charles Hamilton, the man who brought down Jim Crow. He taught Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall taught A.P. Thoreau. If you read what these men did, and I think what Thurgood was 29 out of 32 victories, and Hamilton was 8 out of 9. Hamilton actually taught these guys how to fight. I don't know what these lawyers are saying up there. I know the black woman that represented, I don't know if that was ACLU lawyer or not. She did a good job. But if somebody goes up there and say this case was about drawing a black district, they used that. So I really believe that Jeff Landry told these folks, draw these districts where you can make it look like it's nothing but black people there, and we're going to sit there and fight against this, even though he approved them. He approved of these districts. The state House and the state Senate approved of it. But Like I said, we got.
I mean, but if you look at any other state, they had the same thing. All the states in the South, didn't Alabama have to go through that? Alabama, did Mississippi have to go through it? I know Alabama had to go through it.
Yeah, Alabama went through theirs
and theirs made national news as well, going through the courts. And if I'm not mistaken, theirs was approved.
Yeah, so I was on a call with the NAACP. They had a Zoom call right as these after this hearing came down, and they were talking about the fact that it could establish a precedent that is going to affect so many of these other places. I think they may have even said North Carolina on the call, but there were people who were weighing in about what it meant for them. And as you said, I think earlier, Galloway, the people inside of Texas, same thing. So people are really looking like we're a battleground for how this is going to all be implemented.
It's not just going to affect your district. This is going to affect your parish, your school board, affect resources that's coming to this, that, and that place. You know how many people would really like to take away money from Orleans Parish and put it into another parish or put it into...
I mean, it's the same thing that happened remember when we had the bond for the bridge? Because we only had one, and then we had another one built. That was bond money. So to raise that money for the bond going across the river, which was the G&O Bridge, going from the West Bank to the East Bank, we raised bond money, and that was with a toll. So toll for 20 years. So toll for 20 years, paid that bond off. Mitch Landrieu was the mayor at that time. So that money was paid, and that bridge was done. So we were like, okay, remove the toll.
Mm-hmm. They was like,
no, they didn't want to remove the toll.
We making money.
And Mitch Landrieu said, hey, we need this money so that we can pay the light bill to keep the lights on the bridge, which was a buck-ass lie. Because that money was being paid for by the Young Leadership Council to keep those lights on the bridge. To show that he had the nuts to go ahead on and turn those lights off, he turned them off. Because I was on air singing Turn Off the Lights by Teddy Pendergrass to Jackie Clarkson then. She ain't like that too much. I think that might have killed her. But anyway, but we said, oh, no. And then one of the state representatives at that time came in and said, hey, this money is not going to New Orleans or no one in Jefferson Parish. This money is going to Lake Charles. Plus, they put a flood.
Oh my God!
Insurance policy on the bridge. I'm like, well, if that thing flood, the whole city gonna flood. Somebody was getting paid, and they never revealed it. They never revealed it.
They tried to Twin Towers it.
Yeah, but anything with a Landrieu name.
They tried to Twin Towers it. You know how the Twin Towers, they upped the insurance.
Oh, really?
Like a week or so before September 11th.
Right before the 11th? Yes, indeed. But we had gotten to the point where we were like, no, take it down. That was the promise. Take down the tolls. They're like, well, you're going to have all these little black kids that are going to lose their jobs. You're going to have the police to lose their jobs because they were the bridge police and da-da-da-da. Ain't none of that happened. All them folks still working.
Let me tell you this, man. Whatever happens out of this, and if this recall petition, once it's finalized, and you don't sign that petition legibly, where people can read your name, something's wrong with you.
Right.
No more of this Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, all these fake signatures where you can't read and stuff. Take your time.
But this needs to be, Galloway, a 63 parish effort. Not somebody going and putting it out on the radio and you hear it. No, this needs to be in every community a 63 parish effort to say, recall this man.
Yes, I've seen people reaching out to the two people that's in charge and asking, how can I help? I live in this parish. I'm in that parish. Like I said, it's in its infancy, but I believe they wanted to get something going because I think you only got 6 months once the time that it's you actually
6 months before 6 months till it's when it's announced. Whenever I think it's what's her name, Candra, whatever her name is. Whenever she says this is a recall, you got 6 months from that time when it's announced.
Oh, that's
But
good.
you so right though. You got from the top of Louisiana all the way down to the boot, all the way at the bottom.
Yep.
You gotta get these folks involved. But I'm begging people, do the right thing. Y'all went heads over heels. Some of y'all went heads over the heels to sign that thing from Mayor Contreras.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see if you really gonna go heads over heels to sign this recall from somebody who's not only just trying to take away your representation, they trying to take away your whole city, from your judges to court clerks. Anything this man can put his hands on, and I believe all 5 of his amendments are gonna fail. But guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna find him another idiot to bring them amendments back up to the state house.
Right.
So you gotta stay vigilant, stay on your toes. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, but I just want my folks to understand. We talk so much about the civil rights generation and say I couldn't live in this generation. They couldn't have called me boy the N-word. If you sit around, don't sign these petitions and get out and vote, we're gonna have signs that say colored and white. What you gonna do then?
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day. Y'all
all right, Galloway.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All right. Hey, Miss Matthews. Did we miss Miss Matthews? There she is.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
All right. Look, it basically, Galloway said some of the things I wanted to say, but Gerard, black people, we are paying attention. I said, but I think at this point, we're just tired of all the foolishness, because it is taxation without representation. I say, because we good enough to stay in New Orleans and pay all the high taxes and all the high fees, the high water bills, the high light bills. But to me, it's so disrespectful that we can go out and elect candidates and they decide on the state level that the candidate that we selected shouldn't be the one to represent us.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think right now the same thing with the ACLU, what's going on. I say, but I think at this point, you get so tired of hearing about all the trickery and chicanery. I just want us to be able to come up with some solutions. So I heard today what they were saying about recalling Governor Landry.
Yep.
I just want to know where I can go to sign the recall. At this point, I just want to see us unite and do some concrete things to combat what's going on. I say, because, it's an insult that we can live here and pay the fees, but that, it's like, even when we're going out voting, it's like our vote don't count. Somebody can overrule what we say,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that we are not paying attention. I think just sometimes we get tired, because especially in the older generation, you can see it's basically a move to turn back the hands of time,
Yeah, I want to know where we go to sign up to. I'm about to go check, see if I could find it real quick. I want to know where we have to go to sign the recall.
Okay, we'll find
Well, please let us know. And then I think we have to also do a job. I know I've been trying to do it in my family. We're talking with these young people and educating them and encouraging them to go out and vote and try to stay active. Because, a lot of times they don't think things will affect them. But we know that they will, because you can already see some of the handwriting on the wall. But it's not that we're not paying attention. I just feel like we need to come up with some countermeasures. Because I say, even as far as the ACLU is concerned. But all right, let me go, because I hear your music. You hear, Gerard?
All right, Miss Matthews. Thank you for the call, B.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. More coming up. T-Bone, hold on. More coming up.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses, just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, it's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
The U.S. Supreme Court has dealt a serious blow to the Voting Rights Act, a decision with far-reaching consequences for minority voters, especially African Americans and others, whether they realize it or not. In a 6-3 ruling, the conservative majority of the nation's highest court struck down Louisiana's second-majority black congressional district. That district, represented by Democrat Congressman Cleo Fields, was created by the Louisiana legislature to ensure fair representation for black voters. Before its creation, Louisiana's congressional delegation included just one black representative, despite African Americans making up more than a third of the state's population. The court's majority argued that drawing districts based on race is unconstitutional, even when the goal is to correct historic underrepresentation. Yet, political line drawing, long used to shape congressional maps, especially for the Republicans, remains permissible. The court's 3 liberal justices sharply disagreed, warning that the decision threatens decades of progress made under the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Congressman Troy Carter put it this way, quote, "For decades, the court's majority has steadily chipped away at the Voting Rights Act. The consequences of this decision are immediate and severe. The hard-fought progress that led to the creation of 2 majority black congressional districts in Louisiana is now in jeopardy," end quote. Civil rights leaders warn this ruling could weaken black voting power not just in Louisiana, but across the nation. The message is clear. If you care about representation, about fairness, about your voice being heard, then vote like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Bottom line, get up off your rusty butts and go vote, damn it. This is Norman Robinson Off the Top.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, On Demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review, because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show, every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation presents the Louisiana Cajun Zydeco Festival. 2 days of nonstop dancing and rhythmic sounds of Southwest Louisiana, Saturday, March 30th and Sunday, March 31st at the George and Joyce Wein Jazz and Heritage Center. Don't miss musical performances by Big Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas, Kevin Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, Donna Angel and the Zydeco Posse, and much more. Doors open at 2 p.m. and music begins at 3. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit ZydecoFest.com.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. BW, what you say?
This weekend, I think.
Hello.
Hello there.
What's going on? How you doing?
All right. Great. Look, G, I don't know if you had a chance to look at the numbers of the early voting. I don't know if you had a chance to or not, but right at about 80,000 people actually early voted this weekend or statewide.
Mm-hmm.
And here in Orleans Parish, we were right at about 7,000 folks that had early voted. Right.
So if we're at 7,000,
right?
We're not early voting.
True, because see, we have about 262,000 registered voters in Orleans Parish, and that's barely 5, maybe 6%.
If that much.
Right.
That's not good numbers.
That's not good. No, you know.
But again, we're talking about early voting, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for it because there really is none. But we're talking about early voting numbers on the weekend of Jazz Fest and every other thing that could have happened in the city. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all have to correct me if I'm wrong, but they said the weather this weekend was terrible.
Yeah, it rained Thursday and Friday, and early Saturday morning. But still, with Saturday, the rest of the day was a beautiful day on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But still, my issue is when you have everybody that had the mail-in ballots who are overseas in the military, you have the senior citizens that would vote by mail, you know,
right?
And you have the nerve to attempt to cancel the congressional races. That makes no sense.
Oh yeah, that's to make you not go vote. I'm going to try to counsel them so you won't go vote. But if you notice that everybody that's for you to vote, I know Gary Chambers, I know a couple of other folks that have been out there that have been saying, hey, no matter what, go vote anyway.
Go vote. I was watching Gary on the Joy Reid show over the weekend, and man, he said the exact same thing that you were just explaining just now, G. Go vote anyway.
Go vote anyway.
Because
if you don't, and you know your time passes for early voting, they forget, and sometimes we do too, that a lot of the numbers come back from early voting, and for those that are they're not here, but they still want to vote.
Right, and then too, here in this state, Democrats outnumber Republicans, but it seems to me that the Republicans vote more consistently
yes
than
well you got
the
two
Democrats
different things. I would say two different things maybe more than that, but I'll say two different things. First, we don't go vote.
Right.
We have over 900,000 Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Republicans, 900,000 Republicans and 1.2 million Democrats. But the things that don't add up to me is why folks don't go vote. That's number one. And then number two, we have a lot of those folks that pretend they're Democrats because of the area that they live in, but they really represent Republicans in their way of thinking and their way of voting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I
think they call them blue dog Democrats.
Yeah. And then, too, the one other thing, who paid this legislator from Monroe to have the idea about Calvin Duncan not being sworn in?
That ain't
Who
him.
paid him?
He's carrying the water of your governor. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, Who paid him? Right, because in my mind, how can somebody from a Monroe
be
know
worried about what's going
anything
on here? Right.
Right. And then too, you are actually making it harder on the civil court clerk here, because she has to absorb everybody from the election group with her staff trying to make her fail to give the governor another reason to stick his nose into our business.
Well, Chelsea Napoleon is the clerk that is now going to be responsible for both parties, whether it's civil or whether it is criminal. And I think she made a very good statement when they asked her for a statement. And she said, I didn't ask for this.
True.
She said, but me being in the office that I'm in, I'm going to make sure that we can handle it and do it correctly. But from what I also understand, and I got to find out from her or whoever, is that there's no more money involved in what she has to do. She's getting ready to take on a task without getting a pay raise.
Yeah. That makes no sense, G.
None whatsoever.
Makes no sense.
So.
All right, G.
All right. Thank you, BW.
Okay, man.
Talk to you in a minute. Say it.
Hello.
What's happening with you?
Man, is Doc still there?
She had to leave out.
Okay. Well, I was listening, but I'm just getting off from work. It's just unbelievably sad. It's unbelievably sad, even still at this junction with the leadership here in this city. And I'm talking about politically, the activists, the clergy, and yes, even us, the voters. It's just sad. But one way we can get back at what's going on with them is one of the amendments deal with funding St. George, which is that pretty much all-white city. And we need to vote no against that.
Yeah,
now, in the war, there are many battles. But we need to send out a message as black voters in the state and in the city and come out and vote pretty much, I'm sorry, the good got to suffer for the bad. All of those amendments, you need to vote no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, I did read over the number 2. That amendment number 2 is for St. George and the school system. I also agree with you. This is nothing but funding that is going to be taken away from the public schools to go to St. George. Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to put him out there like that, but I had a conversation with Senator Duplessis, and where are the rest of the leaders to be adamant like he is?
Mm-hmm.
I saw where Congressman Cleo Fields came out.
Yes.
And he's talking about things. Now, I tell you this. Thank you, Congressman Cleo Fields, for endorsing a black candidate for mayor. Even though that black candidate who you endorsed for mayor in New Orleans, Senator Duplessis he lost, he didn't win, but you as a congressman in this season supported a black leader. When our own current Congressman Troy Carter, didn't do it. So why should we have self-pity in reference to if you lose your seat. Now, I understand the importance of what's happening, but this is the season where God is exposing people to us. Now, it's up to us to see what's going on and to change it.
Mm-hmm.
And man, look here. Either you on my side or you ain't, and I don't care if you're red, black, white, purple, or blue.
Gotcha. All
Got
right.
too many Negroes wavering.
There you go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, T-Bone. T-Bone? We missed T-Bone? All right, T-Bone, call me back. So, I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care if the governor tell you. I don't care if the Secretary of State, Nancy Landry, is telling you this. Whatever, go vote. It's important, y'all. Y'all see what is happening to the city along with the state. And what we got ain't helping none of us. And if you don't vote and these amendments go through, let's go through amendment number 1, proposing to amend Article X of the Constitution of Louisiana, which is Article 10 of the Constitution of Louisiana relative to state civil service, to authorize additional positions in the unclassified state civil service by law, to prohibit the removal of such positions except by law, and to specify an election for submission of the proposition of electors and provide a ballot proposition. Let me read that part again. And to specify an election for submission of the proposition to electors and provide a ballot proposition. So what I'm basically telling you is those folks that have been civil service eligible for years at a time, they trying to remove you from civil service protections. They trying to remove you from being able to say that you got a pension through civil service. They're trying to remove you from any type of anything that has civil service protections. And civil service protections is important, y'all. So you don't get caught up in no retaliation. So you don't get caught up in no bull crap or political issues. So I tell you on proposition number 1, nope. We already went over proposition number 2, the amendment for this money to go to St. George, the community school system. So that means I'm going to take away money from the East Baton Rouge public schools and give it to the St. George community system. And it's going to be like they got new books and you got the old books. On amendment number 2, vote no. Amendment number 3, proposing to amend Article 5 or Article number 7, Section 10.8, 2 and 4, B and C, one of the constitutions of Louisiana to enable Article 7, Section 10-17, and a repeal article relative to monies in the state treasury, to repeal the Education Excellence Fund within the minimum trust, the Louisiana Education Quality Trust Fund, and the Louisiana Quality Education Support Fund, to apply monies held to those funds to liabilities of the Teachers Retirement System of Louisiana, and to require local public school systems to pay a teacher pay raise with savings realized from payment of those retirement system liabilities, to require additional state general fund expenditures for the minimum foundation program relative to such pay raises, to direct the state treasurer to take certain actions with respect to monies in repealed funds, to provide for calculation and transfer of such monies to the overcollections fund, that is, for use by specified entities pursuant to outline restrictions, to execute technical changes, to provide for submission of the proposed amendment to the electors and to provide for related matters. So they're talking about a fund that will raise teachers' pay. $2,250 and $1,125 to support staff, raised by utilizing the remaining savings from paying down the debt of the Teachers Retirement System of Louisiana with monies from certain constitutional funds. What funds? Tell me what they are, since you put all the sections of the Constitution up to go look for it. Number 3, vote no. Proposed amendment number 4. Proposing to amend Article 7, Sections 10.15 and 18A and B, and to add Article 7, Sections 20.1 and 20.2 and 21 of the Constitution of Louisiana, relative to the ad valorem taxes, to authorize certain payments to certain parishes, to provide for the classification of certain property, to authorize the exemption of certain property under certain circumstances, to provide for effectiveness, to provide for submission of the proposed amendment to the electors, and to provide for related matters. This is amendment number 4. Nope. This would allow parishes to reduce or exempt property taxes on property held as business inventory and to provide for the classification of public service property. Nope. Proposed amendment number 5. Proposing to amend Article 5, Section 23 of the Constitution relative to the mandatory retirement of judges, to provide that a judge shall not remain in office beyond his 75th birthday, to provide for submission of the proposed amendment to the electors, and to provide for relative matters. This amendment will change the mandatory retirement age for judges from 70 to 75, provided to a judge may continue to serve to complete a term in office. Interesting. When I look at the majority of the judges, what are they? Old and conservative. They do not have a liberal bone in their body. No.
Look at, as they calling him now, Uncle Clarence.
Can't hear you.
I said, look as they calling him now, Uncle Clarence. Instead of Uncle Tom, he has replaced it.
Yes, indeed. All right, y'all, more coming up. We got to take a break.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. A new Washington Post ABC Ipsos poll shows President Trump's disapproval rating has reached the highest point of either of his terms, 62%. His overall approval stands at just 37%. The numbers are dragged down by his handling of the Iran war and the economy. 2/3 of Americans disapprove of his management of the Iran conflict. His approval on inflation has dropped to 27%. And on the cost of living, just 23% approve. With 6 months until November midterms, Democrats now hold a 5-point advantage in congressional preference among registered voters, up from 2 points in February. Among most certain voters, the gap widens to 9 points. Democrats are also more motivated. 73% say this election is more important than past midterms, compared to 52% of Republicans. The White House hasn't responded to the poll's findings. I'm Ebony McMorris for AURN News.
Hey, everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do every Monday. It's Moving Monday.
And Tuesday, it's Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org. Heart of the city.
Greetings and salutations. I am Elwood B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
If someone asks,
Yeah!
let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
In with breaking news, a Democratic candidate and voter have filed a lawsuit against Governor Jeff Landry and other state officials after the governor suspended next month's U.S. House primary elections. The plaintiffs are Lindsey Garcia, a Democratic candidate for the U.S. House 5th Congressional District, and Eugene Collins, the former president of the Baton Rouge NAACP. Well, they claim that changing the ballot days before Election Day threatens to disenfranchise voters, including the ones who already cast mail-in ballots. They're asking for an emergency block on the order. Governor Landry signed an executive order to suspend the races after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the state's congressional map.
There we have it. Thank you, Channel 4. Sharice Gibson. So, have you ever heard of such BS? Are we moving forward? Or are we moving backwards? Because it looked like on a national level, we were moving backwards.
Well, we're moonwalking like Michael Jackson.
We what?
We're moonwalking like Michael Jackson.
Mm.
That's how backwards we're going. We're moonwalking backwards.
I just think that we are in a position to make some real decisions for this state if we got up and voted. What would that take? It would actually take not somebody else. It would take us to really tell people how important this really is. Now, I asked the question, and I think I probably offended, who was I talking to, Miss Andrews? I think I offended Miss Andrews by saying, are we sleeping? Miss Andrews, I'm sorry, I got to ask that question. It's what I've seen in the past with 9% of a vote, 8%, we get 20 or 30% of the vote, and we like, yay, we did it this time. For real? Then I'm talking to BW. BW's telling me, hey, man, we had 7,000 people. That ain't good. I put it to you this way. If you looked at the number of folks in Orleans Parish that went out and voted, as counting of 7,000 and some change, out of this city that got over 250-some thousand people in it, we had enough people to fill up the UNO Lakefront Arena that went to go vote. That's it. Not the Smoothie King Center, not the Superdome, but the UNO Lakefront Arena. That should be concerning to a lot of people. Out of all the folks in this city, we had enough to go and try to, and guess what? We wouldn't have filled up the UNO Lakefront Arena. How many UNO Lakefront Arena hold? 9,000 to 10,000 folks? Somewhere in that neighborhood. And I know it's more than 7. We had enough people to go and get them in the UNO Lakefront Arena. Out of the 250-some thousand folks, that's it. We got to do better. We got to come up with a plan, and we got to get it moving. All right, y'all. That's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate everybody for being part of the conversation. We'll be back on tomorrow. Guess what we found out? We've been doing some intensive investigations because I'm tired of seeing these black cops from NOPD that are being told that they're doing something wrong because they're making money. So I wanted to know why all those cops that they're finding making over $200,000 because they're doing overtime and doing all these different other activities. I want to know why they're just being the only ones that's making over $200,000. So we did an investigation. Found out there was a whole bunch of white ones making $200,000-$300,000, a little bit more. So we'll expose that on tomorrow. Oh, here we go, yo. Here we go.
Let me get a bulletproof vest.
I can't hear you.
Let me get a bulletproof vest first.
You better go shop it tonight then. Amazon. All right, y'all. We'll let that go tomorrow. We'll give you that info. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you tell somebody to tune in.